Fellow Toastmasters, guests, and friends. Welcome to this meeting number 13 of Enunciators Toastmaster Club. I am Toastmaster Sanjeev Kumar Singh, Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. As a Sergeant at Arms, it's my duty and a privilege to set the tone of the meeting by stating general expectations from everyone present and to maintain decorum of the meeting as per the Toastmasters International Guidelines. I would like to begin by stating the mission of Toastmaster Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communications and leadership skill, resulting in great self-confidence and personal growth. To make this meeting experience seamless for all, I would like to give a few instructions that we need to follow in the online meeting environment. I request all the speakers and role bearer to fix their role to their name so that it's easy to identify them. All speakers are requested to do a quick audio and video check before they start their speech. Request the speakers to also confirm that they can see the timer cards before starting their speech. Don't click on share a screen unless your speech or role required you to do so. Please keep yourself on mute until you are required to speak. Kindly keep your camera switched on so that our speakers can enjoy their virtual stage experience. And switch off when you are moving around to not distract our speakers. Please do not post anything to the chat box for all participants in the middle of a speech unless the speaker has asked for audience responses. Use reaction buttons as much as you want to convey your appreciations or applause. At Toastmasters, please note that we refrain from talking about sex, religions, and politics. Please turn off your cell phone or set them on silent mode while you are speaking. If you are a speaker, this meeting is being recorded. In case you have any reservations, please let us know. It's my privilege and pleasure to welcome the presiding officer of the day. With thunderous applause, let us welcome the president of the club and the presiding officer for the meeting, Toastmaster Babu Narayan. He is a Toastmaster of long standing at Mumbai Toastmaster Club and a club in Muscat, which he founded. He has been president of Mumbai Toastmaster, area director, division director of District 98. He is an engineer and MBA by qualifications, whose passions include reading, yoga, tennis, stock markets, and Toastmaster. Over to you, Toastmaster Babu Narayan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjeev. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjeev, for that very warm introduction. I think along with the hot cup of tea, it has given me the right boost for my address this morning. A small caveat, I was the president of Bombay Toastmasters Club and not Mumbai Toastmasters. I know that there are many clubs with similar sounding names, but yes, I have been a member and still a member of Bombay Toastmasters Club. Before I begin my address in right earnest, it is my privilege to pass on season's greetings to all of you on the occasion of Navratri, Dasara, Vijoya for any Bengalis who are around, and with the hope that this season will herald a lot of joy, happiness, prosperity, and lots of learnings for us in and outside Toastmasters. I would like to talk about two luminaries this morning. One of them, as they called him, the gem of India. In fact, I think his parents appropriately named him as Ratan, which I think means a gem or a diamond. A gentleman who was a colossus on the world stage of business, a business tycoon, a visionary leader, a luminary in all respects, who etched his footprints on the sands of times to come. But what was most striking about this personality was that while he was a business tycoon in his own right, he brought to the fore a completely different aspect of his personality, which was philanthropy. In fact, his businesses not only covered the traditional ones, but he also forayed into education, healthcare, and philanthropy. That was the great Ratan Tata for you. 60 years before Ratan Tata was born, there was born another gentleman who was both similar and different from Ratan Tata. He was born in 18 He was a school teacher by profession and joined the YMCA in 1905. I know many of you have guessed who I am referring to. And while there in the YMCA, he realized that many of his community members around him found it very difficult to communicate, to network, to conduct meetings, to plan for programs. And that is how he started a speaking club way back in 1905. The speaking club, of course, had its own ups and downs. But then finally, in 1924, 22nd of October to be precise, was born the first Toastmasters club in this world. And his name, you've all guessed it right, Dr. Ralph Smedley. So let's give both these great gentlemen a huge round of applause. Now, you must be wondering how I am taking the names of these two in the same breath. But from the little research that I have done, both of them had several similarities. Now, I mentioned that both their businesses spread across the entire world. And you'll be surprised to note that while today Toastmasters is spread across almost 145 countries around the world, we have clubs in so many countries. Ratan Tata's business, believe it or not, was present in 130 countries around the world. You can Google and check this out for yourself. So there I said, well, that's a great similarity between two great people. But going beyond that, if you look at their personalities, apparently both of them were quite modest, quite shy, and quite humble, believe it or not, for the kind of professions and the kind of businesses that they were in. And more importantly, both of them had a certain passion, a sense of purpose, a commitment, and a resilience, which made them the hallmarks, the kind of personalities that we remember them as today. So on that note, let us now go ahead with our session today. But before I invite our Toastmaster of the day or the anchor for this morning, I would like to invite some of our valued guests to tell us a few words as to how they have come to Toastmasters. I thought I saw a couple of names here. Kartikeya. I mean, pardon me if I'm mistaking you for a non-Toastmaster. Have you already joined Enunciators or you are yet to join? Mr.
I'm
Kartikeya,
already joined.
you already joined.
Hello.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Would you like to say a
Yes,
few
thank you.
words of your initial experiences or observations?
First of all, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I mean, it is a experience to join such a club, to be honest, and I'm here to learn how to speak and how to just initiate in a way. But that's all I have to say for now.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much. Thank you. We also had our evaluator from Sobo. Forget her name.
Simran.
Simran, yeah. Simran, I know
Hello.
that I shouldn't call you a guest, but since you are a guest of some sorts for Enunciators, so maybe we'd like to hear from you about your maybe experiences in Toastmasters and what brought you to Enunciators. Or rather, what have you heard about Enunciators?
So I'm a Toastmaster since 4 years now. I took a break of a few months in between, but then I'm back this month. And sometimes like Sobo meetings happens alternate weekends. So I thought the other alternate weekends I'll try to join any club as a role player or as just as a guest as well. So this brings me here. I saw Preeti. I saw her message on the group, and then I thought I'll just come ahead and be an evaluator.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm sure that we will have a lot of takeaways from you at the end of the session today. So now let us get on with our meeting this morning. And to take us through the entire session, we have a Toastmaster whom we have heard in the past few sessions with her enthralling speeches. She is a yoga enthusiast, an avid reader, which of course has been very much evident whenever we listen to her. And she practices holistic living. Now that's really, really very interesting. And she mentions that one of her pet subjects is longevity. And that really got me thinking, who doesn't want to stay long, and probably who doesn't want to be immortal if one can extend that. Now, I really don't know much about the theme that she's going to talk about, but just to play on the words, I have a gut feel that she's going to talk about a subject called gut health. So let us put our hands together to hear what Toastmaster Nisha has to offer us this morning. Over to you, Toastmaster Nisha.
Good morning, my fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests.
Morning.
What a wonderful way to start a Sunday. All right. Have you ever wondered why there are so many phrases around the gut, like trust your gut instinct, gut feelings? Aren't we making decisions from our brains? Then why mention gut all the time? You might be wondering why so much of importance is given to the gut when we can talk about any vital organ, like our heart, our brain, and so on. A simple reason: gut is like the manager of the body. Every body part has its own function. Then what is the function of gut? In simple terms, gut is managing everything that goes inside, right from digestion to nutrient absorption, immune function, hormone production, managing mental health, and overall energy regulation. Wow, that sounds like a lot of multitasking. This may be like the most important managers of our life. Now that we understand what we are dealing with, let's dive deep into it. So, what controls the gut? The microbiomes. In the simple terms, it's a complex community of trillions of microorganisms or tiny soldiers residing in our digestive tract. These tiny allies play a monumental role in our health and influencing everything from digestion to immunity, even our moods are dependent on how we process food. So it's extremely important and vital. In recent years, I've seen a lot of interest from the celebrities to everyone, talking about gut. In today's world, it is more important because, the sort of food that we eat, we may not be getting the right amount of nutrition. So to focus on our gut and to understand what our gut needs is extremely important. The whole idea of today's theme for me would be to explain what exactly does gut microbiomes mean. I would also like to relate it a bit to Ayurveda and how our ancient sciences have spoken about gut and the microbiomes around it and what all we need to eat, how to even identify what is the role of our gut in our overall wellness, and also around what we can do to maintain our gut better. So now, since we understand this is the topic of growing importance, everybody is intrigued about it. Everybody wants to understand a little bit more about it. It is one of the most trending topics on the internet. I have heard, recently I've been hearing about so many different recipes where celebrities are coming forward and telling their routine, what they have started, and how it has helped them. And which makes it, quite intriguing that small steps that we take towards feeding those bacteria, feeding those tiny microbes can lead to a better living. For example, recently I saw an interview where R. Madhavan was mentioning about kanji as his go-to breakfast meal and how important it is because it is fermented, it's got all the good bacteria, how gut-friendly it is to start a day with something which is so full of probiotics. Even Neetu Singh, she starts a day with a kanji. And these recipes could be so simple, so easy, and also so affordable. Like anyone can afford these things. Even replacing, like most of us have sweet tooth, even replacing our sweet tooth with some healthier alternatives. For example, Samantha Prabhu spoke about chia seed pudding, which is just chia seeds, coffee, and a little bit of yogurt that can make a healthy alternative to maybe an ice cream or something that has a lot of processed sugar, food in it. So as we delve into today's theme, think about how these invisible allies are affecting our life, from the foods we eat to overall well-being. And the gut microbiome is more than just a buzzword. We want to make it I want to make sure that we all understand how important it is and how our overall health is dependent on this. All right. Now, moving on to the agenda for today's session, our Toastmasters meeting for today is divided into three major segments. The first is the prepared speeches, where this segment would feature our speakers who have carefully crafted their speeches as per their levels, and each speaker will be given a time limit to share their speech. Then comes the table topic session, which is impromptu speech section, wherein the participants will be given a certain topic to talk about. There will be a table topic master who will be giving this and taking us through the session. Then comes the general evaluation section, which is extremely important as it will give us the valuable insight about the entire meeting, about the prepared speeches, on the grammar, on the time, on how we were listening, how attentive we were throughout this meeting, and also about the overall flow of the session today. All right. So as we spoke about the tiny soldiers in our gut, similarly, today in our today's meeting, we've got these our auxiliary role players, which are the soldiers who will be guiding or who will be like, a very vital part of today's meeting and helping us navigate through this meeting. So, our first role today, which is the role of a listener, extremely important role, will be our listener for today is Toastmaster Babu Narayan. As per Babu sir, his way to keep his gut healthy is to follow a Japanese way, which is called hara hachibu, which means to eat not to feel full, but maybe 80%. When you start feeling slightly full, I think that's when you should stop. That's like, one of the good ways to like sort of keep a check on your weight and also like, to make sure that you don't tend to overeat. Also, he's made some healthier switches recently. He's moved from normal bread to sourdough bread. As we all know, that sourdough bread it's got a lot of fiber and healthy microbes in it. So, over to you, Ms. Babu sir. Sorry for
Thank
the
you.
noise. There was a birthday celebration at my place, so there are a lot of balloons. Sorry.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Yes, today I'm the listener. I'm in the listener's role for the meeting. I used to wonder why the Lord has given us one mouth and two ears. And it is not till I joined Toastmasters that I realized why He did so. Obviously, a lot of us think that communication is akin to speaking and speaking alone, which is not really the case. I realized that, of course, now after joining Toastmasters, but sometime back, a few years back when I got married, that it's very, very important that you utilize both your ears to listen carefully. Otherwise, you will never be given a chance to speak. I think Priya is having a hearty laugh. But anyway, jokes apart, I think listening is a very, very key component of any meeting. Now, just imagine you have a speaker and he doesn't have an audience. He doesn't know whom he's speaking to. What happens to his speech? So I think it's a two-way process. When you have a speaker, you need to have a listener. And that is precisely what I'm going to do today, to listen to all the gems, the nuggets of learning that are going to float across the 2.5 hour session, and perhaps come back with a small question and answer session to find out how well we have listened to the entire proceedings. So that's going to be my role, and hopefully I'll do full justice at the end of the session. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. The next role, which is again an extremely important role, is the role of a grammarian. So today, Toastmaster Ranganathan Ramani, I would like to call upon the virtual stage as our grammarian of the day. Over to you, Rangas.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nisha.
Sorry, sir, just before you start, I would just like to ask you the same question. What is one fact about the gut that that you've come to know about in the recent times? Or what is your favorite go-to gut-friendly food or any recipe that you would like to share with us?
Yeah.
That has sort of helped you.
Sure. When it comes to gut health, I depend on the one go-to food called curd, which is very, very essential for our gut biome that we talked about. And another closest one, which I heard of, but we don't get to access it very frequently, is the Korean food called kimchi. That's supposed to be very rich in probiotics and very gut friendly. And these are the two things that come to my mind. And to borrow from what Babu Narayan started, the word gut feel is not actually so a casual word. A lot of our emotions, all those hormones that are produced, they originate from gut. So somebody say, "I'm thrilled today. It's my gut reaction." Actually, it is not so much to do with brain, but more to do with our gut. That's what emotional intelligence talks about. Over to you. I mean, before that, okay, that is about the gut biome and what's my gut reaction about gut biome. Let me introduce my role as a grammarian. This is one topic all of us hated during school. Who wanted to be a grammar, wanted to attend grammar classes? At least the language session, one thing that we all hated was grammar. If it was Brennan Martin as a book, that's not a good practice to start any student to enthuse about how to start reading or induct reading habit. That's definitely not the way to do. Yeah, but we all have grown up in Brennan Martin era. But fortunately, I'm not going to talk about Brennan Martin rules today. I'm going to basically identify good usage of words and language in our proceedings today. And also identify not so good usage which could have been better. If possible, I will also try and share some better usages of similar situation. And my role is not complete without my introducing the word of the day. Since I last minute entry, I came in here. I want to present it on the screen as we speak. Just 1 second. Yeah, I hope all of you can see it now. Word of the day is embellish. Make something more attractive by addition of decorative details. Usage 1, for example, you can say blue silk embellished with golden embroidery. Second one is more closer to our topic of the day. The spice that we add in Indian cuisine are not mere embellishment, but are very essential for gut health. Could be one usage, and that there is a third usage which you can read. Yes, please feel free to use this as many times in your speech. I also request Table Topic Master to remind the audience when they are introducing the topic. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Nish.
Thank you, Ranga sir. Amazing introduction to grammar. I completely agree with you. Grammar couldn't have been more boring in the school. But as you grow up, you realize how important it is. So the third most important role for today is the role of the R counter, for which I would like to call Toastmaster Kumud Bari. Toastmaster Kumud Bari, before you start, again the same question. Is there anything gut related that you would like to share with us? And also anything about your favorite gut friendly food? Toastmaster Kumud Bari.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nisha. As well as our gut health always help us to be positive at any situation. It always keeps us healthy. I think green veggies can never beat any of the food. As well as we can include green veggies, also the fruits in our daily routine life, so that would improve our gut health, which always makes us feel happy from our inner side of the body. As well as it maintains the gut health, so it can also embellish our outer appearance, so that's really good for us. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you, Kumud. If you could please explain your role as well. Yeah.
Sure, ma'am. Hello, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. My role as the accounter is to record the unnecessary sounds used by the speakers and role bearers. They include the crutch sounds like er, the filler words like but, like, so, okay, the filler phrases like so, and, etc. Extremely long pauses. The crutch words or filler sounds obstruct the smooth flow of the speech, can be annoying to the listeners. At the same time, decreasing the value of the speech. Therefore, the accounter notes the words and the phrases in order to help the speaker to be aware of them and minimize the use of these words and phrases in the future. So, I will present the accounted report at the when called upon by the general evaluator at the end of the meeting. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Kumar. Moving on to the next role, it is extremely vital, is the role of the timer. Today, the timer role will be played by Toastmaster Margaret Shibu. She is a runner-up of the Mrs. India contest. And over to you, Toastmaster Margaret Shibu. Toastmaster Margaret Shibu, I think you're on mute. If you could just unmute yourself. Yeah.
Am I audible now? Hello?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, I'm Margaret Shibu and I'm the timer for today's meeting. As a timer, I will record the time duration of every speech. Every speaker is given a specific time limit. So, I'll be using these color cards to signal the speaker. In the case of project speakers, when the speaker reaches the minimum time allotted, I will show the green card. When the speaker reaches the midpoint of time allotted, I will display yellow card. And at the end of speaking time, I will show the red card. For example, during a 5 to 7 minute speech, I'll show green at 5, yellow at 6, and red at 7th minute. After the allotted time limit, the speaker has 30 seconds grace period to wrap up. At the end of every session, I'll report the time taken by every speaker. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Margaret Shibu. Thank you so much. All right. So now moving on to our next section, which is the first section for today, which is the prepared speech segment.
Toastmaster Nisha, there is a request by our guest. He wants to speak few things on gut health.
Of course,
posted on the chat for you.
Lovely.
So Karthik is here and he wants to speak. So with your permission, can we do that?
Of course. Karthik, we would love to hear your thoughts on gut health, please.
Thank you, Nisha ma'am, for the opportunity. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. So I totally agree with you about gut health. A little story about me. Priya ma'am knows this. 1 year ago, I used to weigh over 107 kg, and I lost weight and like 40 to 43 kg. Now I'm 63, and I feel more energetic and more to do more activities. So in general, I would prefer to eat less than eat sufficiently, not in a less amount or not just more. You feel lazy and you feel like you can't do things. So don't do that. Eat properly. And thank you for the opportunity to back to.
Thank you, Karthik. It was amazing to hear your journey. In fact, that is one of the subjects that we also, will be covering through I will be covering as well, which is the importance of gut health in weight management. It is an extremely important subject. Also about fasting. I think some of us have also given their feedback on fasting. And it's not only what we eat, but it is also about, how we can let our systems work better by giving the system the break that is required. Fasting in most of the cultures have shown amazing results. And somehow I think, we've lost touch with fasting. But if we can incorporate even one day of fasting, it can do wonders to our system. Yeah. So now moving on to the prepared speeches segment. Without taking further time, I would like to call upon or before calling upon our talented speakers, I would like to share that this segment we'll be covering the speeches. We have two prepared speeches for today. And as audience, let's give our full attention and support to our speakers. Our first speaker for today is Toastmaster Amol Satpute. He will be giving his level 1 project 4 speech. His pathway is presentation mastery. But before I call upon the speaker, I would like to call the evaluator, Toastmaster Prabhakar Jha, to explain the objective of his speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Prabhakar.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, my fellow Toastmaster. Today, I am evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Amol Satputin, who is uh, attempting his level 1 project presentation 4, and the topic of the speech is relationship and its status. My overall objective is to analyze the speech structure, which include the introduction, body, and the conclusion. Moreover, focus on his body language, content, and overall presentation. And I will present my report or my evaluation once I called my journal evaluation at the section of evaluation. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prabhakar. One word answer, if you can tell us your go-to gut-friendly food.
It's pokhal rice. It's called in the Odisha or Bengal rice. The one night before you soak the rice and add some dahi curd along with some spices, which is very nice for gut health. And I think most of the east part of the India is using this as a remedy for the well-being as well as the gut health in the summertime.
Lovely. I will text you to get the full recipe of this.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Prabhakar. Here's to our first speaker, Toastmaster Amol Satpute, relationship and its status. Toastmaster Amol Satpute. Over to you.
Yeah. Before I start my speech, may I have visibility of timer's card, please? And just let me know whether I am perfectly audible, visible or not.
Toastmaster Amol, you're audible and visible.
Hello. May I have the visibility of timer's card?
Timer, if you could just.
She's there on the split screen.
I want to see the card.
She's there on the split screen.
Can you see me? I am here.
Yeah. Can you show the cards, please?
Cards as well.
Cards, green card.
Yeah.
Yellow card.
Yeah.
Then final red card.
Thank you.
After showing this red card, you will be given a grace period of 30 seconds also.
Yeah. Thank you.
You must be knowing very well.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. How many, I will start with the question, how many among us thinks that relationship sucks? So maybe you can have a raise of hand or you can just nod your head. Yes, no, maybe. You got 1 second only to say yes, no only. Okay. So any relationship is, I can say stand, or there are certain pillar of the relationship. So relationship pillars are commitment, compatibility, complementation, care, clarity, and lastly, commitment. Hello, Toastmasters, and my dear guest. I am Toastmaster Amol. We are in relationship. More or less, we are in relationship. We are in the personal or professional relationship. And then finally, we are in relationship with this almighty universe. For today's, among these various relationships, I want to go with the personal relationship, and that is marriage. Marriage is such a beautiful relationship happens to us, which is bound by the beautiful thread of the trust and self belief, or I can say mutual belief. marriage can broadly classified as arranged marriage and love marriage. There are other classification also, but those are not wordly popular here. So in arranged marriage, there are debates that whether the arranged marriage is good or love marriage is good. There are pros and cons to that each type of marriage. So in love marriage, actually after marriage, the priority changes, and the partners who used to give much time or more time before marriage to each other, as the priority change after marriage, they were not able to give the that much of importance or time, or there is a communication gap, and that's why the marriage after this love marriage will tends to some different kind of relationship altogether. In the arranged marriage also, two unknown people were asked are all are asked to be in a relationship forever for the rest of the life. So it's also have some kind of pros and cons. Contrary to marriage, there is a word that is divorce, and that is the main subject I want to dwell deep into today's speech. This is research speech, and I did my small research to present the subject to all of you. The good news is that for the India, we have very less percentage of divorce. I can say among 1,000 marriages, only 7.4% divorce rates are there. That is 1% among the 100%. Whereas if we talk in terms of America, this rate is more than 50%. So that is good news for India. But bad news is that nowadays the ratio or this percentage is going to increase, and it's going to reach maybe 50% day by day. The highest state of India which has highest divorce rate is Mizoram. Divorce rate is 4.08%, and followed by Maharashtra, Gujarat, Jammu and Kashmir, and just a second. Yeah, Maharashtra, Mizoram, West Bengal. So this is the I can say a statistic uh, I I want to present in front of you. So what are the factors responsible for divorce? There are many factors. Among those are infidelity, lack of communication, conversion, then lacking of trust, then unrealistic expectation from the partners, then incompatibility of the partners. These are the few things which are responsible for the divorce. Actually, more women are get affected, or I can say more women got divorced than the men. This separation rate is 3 times than the divorce. Now, to maintain this beautiful relationship, we got this, I can ingrained in a culture already. In our culture, we have a defined process of marriage, and marriage has been taught from our, I can say, uh, I can say cultural books also like Ramayana, wherein they have taught us to be loyal. They have taught us the virtue of loyalty, being one with your spouse, like a single woman relationship or one partner relationship has been taught to us. But nowadays, because of this westernization, somehow we forget our values system, and that is affecting the, you can see the changes in the relationship. So we have to be be consistent or be inconsistent with your cultural values. And if you want to keep this wonderful relationship work, so there's a responsibility lies with the both partners. They have to be in sync with each other. They need to be complement with each other, because similar there's a concept of magnetism. Similar get distracted and opposite get attracted. So husband and wife should be complement to each other. Somebody's minus will be plus for others, and others plus will be minus for others. So there will be a definite bonding between them, and we can able to survive this relationship forever for the rest of the life. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Nisha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amol Satpathy. You've shared some great insights on the very touchy subject of marriage and relationships. Okay. Now moving on to our second speaker for today, Toastmaster Satish Sarthi. He'll be giving his level 1 Project 5 speech. His pathway is presentation mastery. But before I call upon the speaker, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Simran Rajput, who will be evaluating this speech. Over to you, Simran. And I would just like to understand a little bit about your understanding of gut and your favorite gut-friendly food.
Thanks, Toastmaster Nisha. So for me, I love curd. So anything with curd works for me, whether it is just plain curd, curd with sugar, lassi, mango lassi, anything works for me. So for me, this is the best go-to gut healthy food.
Lovely. If you could just please.
Yes. So Toastmaster Satish is attempting Project 5 Level 1 speech of Pathway Presentation Mastery, which focuses on to prepare a speech professionally. The objective of the speech is for the speaker to prepare developing and delivering a longer than usual speech. I would like to um, all the best, Toastmaster Satish. Over to you, Toastmaster Nisha.
Let's join our hands in welcoming our second speaker for today, Toastmaster Satish Sarthi. Learning to learn, Toastmaster Satish Sarthi. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day, Nisha. And the topic of gut is really awesome because it talks about longevity and health, more healthy state of people. Do I have permission to share my screen?
Yes.
Can I? Thank you. Is my slide visible? Perfect. Thank you so much. Am I fully audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, audible, visible.
Great. Small disturbance. Okay. One. Good morning, everyone, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I, Satish Sarthi, stand before you to deliver a keynote speech. And my topic is learning to learn. So, there are leaders and there are followers. Often it is seen that followers are either ignorant about their own competencies. It is also seen that in case of followers, their inclination to learn is either low or there is no inclination at all. Now, there can be thousands of reasons for having so, but anyone or any follower who wants to become a leader of tomorrow needs to learn one important skill. And that skill is learning to learn. Yes, my dear friends and dear Toastmasters, learning to learn is a skill in itself, and there is a proper word coined for it, and this is called meta learning. Thousands of years ago, there was a philosopher called Socrates in Greece, and the philosopher Socrates made a thought provoking quote, and I quote him: the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. And it is so powerful for my topic, that is learning. I resonate with this quote, and there is an interesting story around this which I would like to share. When I was in standard 7 in my school teacher asked me to participate in a speech contest that was happening at the backdrop of Independence Day. I participated, and to my surprise, I won also. So the teacher gave a pat on my shoulder. Not only a pat on my shoulder, she also handed over a book to me. Basically, she gifted me a book, and the book was Indian Freedom Fighters. I read that book page to page, and reading this book further created a curiosity in my mind to know more and more about Indian freedom fighters. So actually, I felt like I knew nothing about our leaders, or rather, freedom fighters. So that is the power of reading a book, and that is in itself learning to learn. Because in a book, what happens? Someone has written his experience of ABC number of years. So, moving on with this topic, learning to learn is a powerful skill. And here, I'm going to share in my next part of presentation 3 big concepts. So, first concept is be adaptable. And the second concept is be coachable. And the third concept is be emotionally intelligent. Let's deal one by one with each one. The first one, be adaptable. And I'm reminded of the quote that change is the only constant thing in this world. And I find it so true. So you see an image over here, and I'm sure many of you would know that he was king of martial arts.
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee. Perfect, Amol. Thank you. So Bruce Lee said something profound. Be like water. But don't take his quote in the literal sense. I have not taken the quote in the literal sense as well. So when Bruce Lee said, be like water, probably what he meant was be adaptable. So what is adaptable? Being adaptable is changing according to the situation, and the situation can be varied. Now a question can come to our mind that why we need to be adaptable, because remember that there will be situations around us over which we have hardly any control, or many a times no control. So there are things which we can control, and there are things which we cannot control. So in this situation, it only makes sense to practice something which we can practice, and that is exercising our power to be adaptable. So what happens when you adapt? There is a less friction between you and the environment, and this situation leads to greater self development and personal growth. Basically, adaptability gives wings to your personal development and growth. Let's talk about this great leader. I'm sure you know who he is. Can anyone tell me who he is?
Steve Jobs. Steve
Steve
Jobs.
Jobs. Okay, appears that Amol is the most well knowledgeable person over here. Great, Amol, for your participation. So, great Steve Jobs was an embodiment of adaptability. And now, why I say that he was embodiment of adaptability? Because when I look back his decision as an Apple founder and senior in the organization, I realize these strategies which he did and the changes he brought into in Apple. So a couple of things which I would like to quote over here is he changed Apple's focus from computers to consumer electronics, shifted his business model from hardware centric to software and service centric. Not only this, he embraced new technology, Macintosh to Next, and then back to Apple. So when I think of adaptability, Steve Jobs comes to my mind. Anyone from the audience willing to share your take on Steve Jobs or adaptability? I see Amol raising his hand. Yes, Amol, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Satish. Adaptability requires everywhere, being in professional or personal life. Adaptability, as I deliver the speech on the divorce. So if you are not adaptable to the situation, so your relationship will be bound to end in some near future. So being adaptable to the situation is what we need to be in our blood only. It is requirement of time. When we are in business, we plan something to do business with, but we we are not adaptable to the market situation or market survey, and we want to sell something what we like most, so we will not be a I can say a successful businessman. We need to understand what is requirement of the market, and we need to adapt our business strategy as per the market requirement. Same happens in the personal things also. If we are from the joint family, we thought that we are the supreme power and everybody should listen to us, but this will not going to happen. We need to check, as you shown the this circle, what is in our control, what is not in our control, and based on that we need to adapt to the situation, and we will, based on that, we can increase our acceptance to the family or to the society. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Satish.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Amol. So thoughtful answer coming from you. Let me move on and share the second important concept, and this is be coachable. And I believe that coaching creates excellence. Now, how does it feel like being, how does being coachable feel like? Dear fellow Toastmasters, there are certain traits which give us the idea the person is coachable. So, traits like open mindset, in the active pursuit of feedback, accepting feedback with open mind. These are the traits of a person who is highly coachable. Let's move on and understand why it matters. Being coachable matters as it improves self awareness of the individual, it improves the productivity, also, it improves the decisions taken by the individual. Now, when I think of a coachable person, great coachable person, an athlete comes to my mind, and she is none other than P.V. Sindhu, the great badminton player of our time. I'm sure that many of you would have read a media coverage which said that her mobile was taken away from her by the coach. And imagine your your coach taking mobile away from you for 3 to 4 months. Would you allow your coach to do that? I think for most of us the answer would be no, no way. So as we know, the coach of PV Sindhu is Gopichand Pulela, and Gopichand's guidance helped PV Sindhu improve her net play and strategies. And another interesting fact is that uh, she had different coaches at a different time of her career, and one of her coach was also Handoyo's, and Handoyo's input enhanced Sindhu's attacking game and mental toughness. So these are my few important take-home messages upon being coachable, quoting example from PV Sindhu. Now the question is how to be coachable. And my understanding says that we need to shift in our mindset to be coachable, and we need to be self-aware of our own strengths and weaknesses. Though all of us have strengths, we all have our weaknesses as well. Knowing only our strength is not important. Knowing our weaknesses are equally important. And I would like to quote an example, a story over here. There was a boy. This boy had lost his right arm in one of the major accident. Now, this boy desperately wanted to learn taekwondo. He went to a great coach, and this coach taught him a particular move for the next 3 days. The boy was angry. He reached the coach and said, "Coach, I want to talk to you. For the next 3 days, you have asked me to practice only one move. Why so?" Coach smiled a little and said, "My dear, you need to practice this move only in next days also." And this boy surrendered. He practiced the same move. And then there was a big competition. And the competition day came, and this boy won the first match, second match of the tournament. And this time he had the fight with the last year winner. There was a fierce fight between this person who had no left arm. And to his surprise, this time also the boy won. So on his way, he asked his coach, "Coach, I want to ask you a question. Can you tell me how could I win this game?" And he said, there was only one way to beat you in this competition. The opponent could have held you by left arm. And then this poor boy realized that what is the power of working under a great coach. So it's truly important that we understand the contribution of coach. Anyone willing to share on either PV Sindhu or coachability? Maybe can I take Nisha? Can I take Priya? Oh, Priya has raised her hand. What a coincidence. Yes, Priya.
Yes, in fact, there are quite a few people who give up on their favorite food and give up on their cravings
Mhm.
in order to align themselves and discipline themselves, to coach themselves, sometimes self-coaching.
Mhm.
And Domestini, as we know, he had shaved off his head for 6 months because he didn't want to go out of his house. So he just shaved off his head and said that for 6 months, I'm going to be preparing myself for this presentation and I will not go out. So That's what he did.
Great sharing, Toastmaster Priya. Timer, may I know the time, please? Being on time is a wonderful thing. May I know the time, please?
I think she's logged out or what? We got message on.
No, she's there.
Okay.
Margaret is
Can someone update me on the time, please?
16 minutes and 13 seconds now.
Okay. Thank you very much. And the third powerful concept is being emotionally intelligent. To me, being emotionally intelligent is a sign of personal mastery. Why does emotional intellect, how does emotional intelligence look like? Emotional intelligent person controls his emotions. Emotions don't control the person. And I would like to share the example of the great Nelson Mandela. Mandela forgave his captors who kept him in jail for 27 years. He remained calm during protests and thousands of violence. He recognized his emotions and triggers. He utilized those emotions for the betterment and sharpening his fight against white. As he also understood and respected opposing perspectives because there is a better relationship, improved decision making, and stress is well undermanaged when one is emotionally intelligent. And as per one Gallup survey, higher job satisfaction, engagement, and well being is seen in employees who have better emotions, or rather, who are emotionally intelligent. I would like to share a couple of or a few tools and ways to be emotionally intelligent. One of the major way to be emotionally intelligent is recognize the emotion, then label the emotion. So many of us say happy, but happiness is also an emotion, and and joyful is also an emotion. But there is a spectrum of emotion in being happy and being joyful. Second important tool is journaling of emotions. So it's okay to feel sad at times in days. When we journal our emotions, then we are better at managing them. And the third powerful way to manage emotions is doing meditation. And there is a scientific research which proves that there is a brain structural change after meditation of 1 month or so. Anyone willing to share more about emotional intelligence or his role model on emotional intelligence? Maybe Toastmaster Amol this time. Maybe can I give opportunity to Nisha? Toastmaster Nisha?
Yes, Toastmaster Satish. Oh, well, I completely agree with you what you said about emotional
Can you
intelligence.
be a little louder, please?
Sorry, yes, and how important it is. I would like to. I've been hearing a lot of you know videos by Sadhguru, where he talks about emotions. I really like the way he speaks about it. It's like when things happen to us, the way we take it, how personally we take it. If we can manage our emotions, I think most of our problems would be, it's 80% in our head and 20% outside. The way whatever happens around us in life, the way we react to it is is basically coming in from that emotional intelligence. So very important to sort of like manage those emotions, understand it. Instead of giving a reaction to it, we can process it and then sort of respond to it. So it's very important, reaction versus response. So that's what I have to say about this. Thanks.
Thank you so much for a patient listening. Here, I would like to conclude my keynote speech. And before I conclude my session, I would like to get any take home point from any one of you. Anything out of the three big concepts which resonates? I would like to hear a couple of responses. Maybe Deepak from you, then followed by Sanjeev ji.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thanks, Satish, for this wonderful speech that you gave. All three uh, concepts basically resonated well with me. But the most important concept that I found very intriguing is being coachable. Sometimes when you are very further in life, age-wise, you feel that there is nothing new to learn or you know everything. But I have realized that over the years, being coachable, even a small child, even a 10-year-old child can coach you, or you can learn new things from them. So I think we should be very open, irrespective of our stature in life. We should be very open to being coachable by anyone. So that is a great takeaway from me. Thank you.
Well said, Toastmaster Deepak Sethi. Due to paucity of time, I won't be able to take any participation. Thank you very much. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Satish. Oh my God, what a wonderful, engaging 18-20 minute speech. I can only think about right now. Okay. So moving on to our, before we move on to our next section, I would like to throw upon certain insights on Ayurveda, because while I was doing all these research on gut, I realized there is so much, there's plethora of knowledge in our ancient texts that we should also try to understand. And the significance of gut, that how Ayurveda describes. So basically, there are three major concepts that I came across, which are extremely important for us to understand. One is on the Agni. Agni is nothing but the digestive fire. I could also relate this to the Manipura chakra, which is called as the solar plexus chakra. The reason why this particular topic is extremely important is because it not only talks about what you should eat, how you should keep this Agni alive of the digestion in your body, but it is also to understand the circadian cycle. A lot of us right now are not focusing on the circadian cycle. We eat whenever we feel like, but if we actually follow the sun cycle and we eat our food that we main nutrition during the time when the sun is up and before the sun sets, that is the time when the Agni in our body is most activated. For example, there are a lot of cultures and a lot of religions which focuses solely on this, like Jainism. It's extremely important to follow the circadian rhythm, and it's extremely important as well. Apart from this, Ayurveda also talks about doshas. There are predominantly three doshas, or that's how they have sort of divided how how we human are. They've sort of categorized us depending upon what sort of element is excess in us. So as we are all made up of the five elements, depending upon whatever the elements are and the imbalance of those elements, that needs to those doshas meaning maybe some sort of excess of that particular element. For example, vata, when there is too much of air in our body; pitta, when there is excess of fire; kapha, when there is excess of water, when we are retaining too much of water. Once we understand what is excess, I think that's the step to sort of control how we can deal with it. If we understand our body is got more pitta, there are various ways to understand that. Either you can go to an Ayurvedic doctor, you can read about it, you can take certain tests and understand what your body is, how you feel, because it is not only about how how you feel when you eat certain food and how your body reacts to it. So that is also very important in terms of in maintaining a good gut health, to understand what elements are active in our body and how should we control that. Also on the sama and ama. Sama is how our digestion has sort of that balance around the food that we eat. Amas is when we have less of balance and more of toxins in our body. Ayurveda also teaches and about the ways that we can manage the samas and also reduce the amas from our body through various techniques. I think that is also something very good for us to learn about. One would be that there are multiple techniques of removing excess of phlegm, excess of toxins from our stomach, and a lot of detox methods as well. Now, moving on to the next section, which is the tables topic session. I would like to call upon our table topic master for today. And our table topic master for today is Toastmaster Deepak Shetty. Over to you, Toastmaster Deepak Shetty.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nisha. We had a wonderful session. This was a very great topic to listen to. So we now move on to the next session on table topics. So my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, what is table topic? Table topic is nothing but impromptu speak. So till now we have heard some great prepared speeches. But does the life gives you the luxury of coming prepared? No, right?
No.
Life may put you in situation where you have to think, prepare, and speak on the spot, and you may end up feeling uncomfortable. But here in Toastmasters, the table topic section helps you to practice this skill in a safe and friendly environment. It also gives opportunity to all those who have not spoken as of yet. So let me start the table topics. So today uh, I have decided to slightly embellish our table topic session with a twist of psych. Now, what is psych? Psych was an or is an online game which was very popular during pandemic. So what happened in psych? In psych, a contestant was given a trivia question. Now he had to answer that trivia question by giving a creative and convincing answer. Remember, he doesn't have to be right. He just had to be convincing. He can be creative. The person whose answer was the most convincing, was voted as most convincing, was always the winner, even though he was not right. So we'll try to follow the psych team today. I'll give you a topic and you can invent your own answer, giving creative, you can create your own story or answer which is completely made up. You can use tall claims. You can use humor to convince us. Your goal is to psych us to make us believe that it is true. I hope all of you are psyched. I also encourage everyone to use the word of the day embellish in our table topic speech. Now let me call timer Toastmaster Margaret for giving the timing guidelines for the session. Over to you, Toastmaster Margaret. Okay, uh, Toastmaster Margaret, you there?
1 second, let me. Am I audible
Yeah.
now?
Yes, you are.
Push. One second, let me take my.
Sure.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Toastmaster Margaret is doing the timer role for the first time, and it is completely acceptable. Don't worry.
Well, table topic speakers have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. So at the end of 1 minute, I'll show green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card. And at the end of 2 minutes, I'll show red card. The speaker will have additional 30 seconds grace period to wrap up. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Margaret. So basically, speaker has time from 1 to 2 minutes plus an additional grace of 30 seconds. So, who would want to start? I would like some veteran Toastmaster to go in. Toastmaster Ranga, are you okay to start with?
Yeah, cool.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Ranga, describe the worst advice you got. Describe the worst advice you got, Toastmaster Ranga.
Okay, it goes back to my college days. Those days, out of sheer boredom, I used to read all the magazines that used to come to our hostel common room. And I used to read page to page, first page to last page, without leaving a single sentence, including all the advertisements. 1 week, those days, all magazines used to have what is called astrological prediction. I had the chance 1 week, it so happened when I was in college. All of them said, I'm going to get some sort of a gift or some sort of some fortune I'm going to win or a lottery. Almost everybody predicted. And I had grown up in a very traditional middle class family, and we believed a lot in astrology. My father was an astrologer himself. So I was thrilled. Something great is going to happen to me, and I was extremely happily walking around. People were wondering, like, oh, what happened to you? Why are you so happy this week? I didn't share anything with them because I didn't want them to know that I don't know how to share any booty that I'm going to get. 1 week passed. Last day, before the next edition starts coming in, I just stepped out of my room for just 5 seconds, maybe less than a minute, to go to my neighbor's room to borrow something. And I came back. I found my watch was missing. So much is the advice I get on astrological tips and advice. And now I know what to believe, not to believe. I take it seriously. When all the predictions remind you of one thing, you be wary and be careful and avoid that specific thing and be extra careful is what I learned. So this is a very serious advice. I give it to everybody, especially if it is astrological prediction. Take it with a load of salt. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ranga. That's a superb start to a session. I don't think anyone could give more convincing answer. By same logic, I never follow Mumbai's meteorological predictions as well. I never carry an umbrella when there is a red alert. So yeah. Oh, okay. Who wants to go next?
Before we go, probably a
Yeah.
Toastmaster a timer is facing some challenge in changing the screen, I guess. Is she?
Yes, if there is any challenge, Margaret, I can be the timer for now. That's okay.
I'm getting logged out frequently.
It's all right. I'll don the
Is it
timer's
a
role now.
problem only with me or anybody else is facing some kind of problem like this for connectivity?
Not at the moment, but that's okay.
Only
That's
me.
Deepak, I'll be the timer for now.
Sure. Okay. I see Toastmaster Sanjeev and Toastmaster Amol. I'll give Toastmaster Sanjeev the first chance. Toastmaster Sanjeev, the most embarrassing moment you have ever had. The most embarrassing moment you have ever had, Toastmaster Sanjeev.
Yes, it was same like Ranga. The embracing moment always happened in the college. So the same thing had happened with me, and it is maybe because of the overconfidence on the things. So actually, one traditional day, I had planned to wear traditional dress of my society, and in fact, just I'm leading the traditional day for the class, because I was so enthusiastic and I so confident that whatever I will do, it will be the perfectly perfect. So I embraced myself in the traditional wear with dhoti, kurta, and gamcha. And when reached at the college, I had a palm in the taken the palm, and somehow the when it happened, I don't know that the spit of palm with the colors falls, it fall on my kurta, and I didn't notice that whether it is fall on my kurta, and whole day I roaming with that my embellished colorful kurta, and everyone laughing. I will not realize that why they are laughing. So suddenly one friend came to and whisper in my ears, "Yeah, just change your kurta because you are only male the colorful." So that was the embracing moment for me in the college.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sanjeev, for sharing that. You were very open in sharing that. Yeah, I have even worst embarrassing moment, but I won't be sharing it here.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, who wants to go next? Toastmasters, Amol. Uh,
Yes, sir.
Toastmaster Amol, what's the silliest rule you'd make? What's the silliest rule you'd make, Toastmaster Amol?
Serious rule. Rule or any.
Yes, yes. What's the silliest rule you would make?
Yeah, I would use in the context of education. So I want to make a rule wherein the parents should be able to attend the school with the their kids. So they should have, because by using all this technology, by using CCTV, we are not quite satisfied. And as we are called emotionally fools, as per the Satish Sarthi's TS Toastmaster Satish Sarthi's this, we should be emotionally intelligent, but we are so emotionally full that we want to tap each and every activity of our kids. So I want to make a rule wherein parents should be allowed, may not be all the days, but maybe some days of the week, to be present in the school, and this there should be a special session for that. So wherein people, the parents will be in position to understand their development of their kid, and again they will able to evaluate the their teachers also, because by just having the look on their scorecard will not give you the complete picture. So that kind of serious tool I want to make it, and if I get a power, so definitely I want to make this kind of rule. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster, table topic master Deepak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amol, for sharing this. You are very brave to go to school again. I would never take that chance. And I think there is a term called helicopter parents. I think now we can change this to drone parents instead of helicopter parents. Yeah. Who wants to go next? Someone from our guest list. Uh, how many topics can I take, Toastmaster Priya? Till
Uh,
what time I can
two more,
go?
that's it.
Two more. Okay. Someone from our guest list.
We have Krishna and Rakhi.
Hi Krishna. Hi Rakhi. Any one of you want to go ahead and try this? I would encourage you to go ahead and try this, Krishna or
Yes,
Rakhi.
sir. I do something.
Sorry, didn't hear you there, Krishna.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Are you? Yeah.
He's audible.
Yes, Krishna.
Are you ready to take the topic, Krishna?
Yes, sir. I'm trying my best.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Krishna. So the topic for you would be, Krishna, you can talk to animals, what do they say? You can talk to animals, what do they say? Krishna.
Yes, sir. Sir, can I repeat your question, please?
Sure. So, Krishna, your topic is you can talk to animals. What do they say? You can talk to animals. What do they say?
Krishna,
Sir,
in other way, if
basically,
you got power to listen to animal, what will you do in other way? Please
sir,
go ahead.
I would say this kindness is very important. Animals, animals kindness is very important to speak.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So basically, animals, you will say animals are very kind and is very important part of our life. Sir, I cannot explain this topic.
Okay, no worries, no problem. Thanks for attempting, Krishna. Anyone
Sir,
else wants to? No, no problem, no problem. Anyone else wants to try the topic?
I can try.
Toastmaster, perfect. Thank you, Toastmaster Prabhakar. So your topic is you can talk to animals. What do they say? You can talk to animal. What do they say, Toastmaster Prabhakar?
So as you know, we are also an animal, but we consider ourselves as a social animal. And the language we
Good, good,
speak
good.
is the language of love, compassion, and sometimes the fierce emotions also, like fear, uh, envy, anger. So if we talk to animal in any manner, the way we speak with the animal, the same way they respond. If we call them by love, they are also responding the love again. And the same time, if you show some anger, they either show the fear or they are saying that don't show me anger because I am fearing out of you and you made me fear. And sometimes if you what do you call it? If we show them love, compassion, kindness, then they speak that this is the thing which we want. As human, you have all the right to earn your food and everything, but as an animal, we have to choose everything, choose the food to the societies, to the localities. So we have to embrace ourselves to offer something to the animal which they really love, that is the love and compassion. And I think the most of the animal are saying this only, that love me, I will love you back. If you uh, put some wrong emotion out of me, we are fierce, or sometimes we are what we call distracting, or we try to avoid human. So as a human, we should be a role model for the animal, and animal are saying that you are our idol and we should always love to associate with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prabhakar. That's a very right answer to hear. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Priya, can I go and ask one more topic or we close?
We are actually quite overboard time, but
Okay, okay,
yeah.
okay. In that case, I'll call Toastmaster Priya to give us the uh, time for each speaker. Time
Yes,
taken
sure.
by each.
Sure. Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak Shetty. The time taken by Toastmaster Sanjeev is 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Toastmaster Amol, 2 minutes 3 seconds. Toastmaster Krishna was below 1 minute, so doesn't qualify. And Toastmaster Prabhakar Jha took 1 minute and 57 seconds. Thank you.
You.
One,
And
one thing
Toastmaster,
actually, Prabhakar Jha said, we are actually question should be like that whether we can communicate two-leg animal or four-leg animal. So actually, humans are also animals. So that was something gives me a laughter. Actually,
Goosebump.
yeah,
Priya, I feel that you missed the timing of Toastmaster Ranga.
Priya, you're on mute.
Yes, since it was recorded earlier, I took on after Toastmaster Sanjeev. But I would say that Toastmaster Ranga can be in time because we were not able to account time. So we are all qualified except for Toastmaster Krishna for now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priya, and thank you so much everyone for being such a sport and participating in this. Over to you, Toastmaster Nisha, for taking this forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak Shetty. You've done a great job of being the table topic master for the day. Coming back to our topic of gut health, there was this interesting documentary that I watched sometime back last year. It's called Live 200. It's on Netflix, which talks about the blue zones. I'm not sure how many of us are aware of the blue zones. Basically, this was regions identified by a researcher called Dan Buettner, where people live much longer than average. And these zones were categorized, were studied, what sort of diet they do, what sort of activities did they do, what are the secrets basically behind their longevity. So interestingly, a lot of things, that I could relate to gut health would be this sort of dietary choices and decisions that they were making in those particular regions. One common thing that came out was very heavy on plant-based diet. Lot of fiber, lot of nutrients, lot of vegetables, fruits was one of the reasons, which was seen, in the residents of the blue zones. Fermented food, again very heavy on the use of food which is high on probiotics, yogurt, and other like miso and other substances like those. Also on the fiber rich food, healthier choices, even if suppose certain regions like Sardinia, where it's extremely heavy on carb, it's a part of Italy, but again the choices were made around sourdough bread instead of normal bread. So these were some interesting facts that I came across while uh, you know reading about this particular topic. Also on the mindful eating, as Toastmaster Babu mentioned about the whole Japanese understanding of eating only 80% and not getting like overfull is also one of the things that we should follow. Also on the social active lifestyle, uh, it's also said that exercising, walking, yoga has a positive effect on promoting like those increasing the microbiomes in our gut. Yeah. Now, coming on to our last section for today, which is the general evaluation, I would like to call our general evaluator, Toastmaster Priya Rathore, on the virtual stage. Priya, before you start with the session, I would like to ask you a couple of questions around the gut health. You've already mentioned to me about the boiled beetroots being extremely good for the gut. If you could tell us something more that you've read recently about this.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nisha. It would definitely be everybody's personal favorite, and that is curd. Curd is a very, very good probiotic, can be taken at any time. And apart from that, fiber-rich fruits to flush out the gut. So that's very important. Thank you very much. And now that we come to the last segment of this meeting, which is the evaluation segment, the general evaluation. This is only for us to know how well we have done and also to go through all other segments, looking at evaluating every bit of it. Just like every Toastmaster meeting is divided in 3 segments, this one also is divided in 3 segments. One is we do evaluation of the prepared speeches. The second is our evaluation on the hygiene that our soldiers, as Toastmaster Nisha has said, will have evaluated. And the third would be a general evaluation of the overall meeting. So let's start with the first segment. First segment would be, we have had prepared speeches and evaluators evaluating those prepared speeches. So we are 2 speakers. The speech of Toastmaster Amol Satpute is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Prabhakar Jha. But before I call him, Toastmaster Margaret, our timer for today, would you be taking up the timing role right now?
2 minutes for evaluation, right?
Yeah, yes, 2 to 3 minutes.
2 to
Correct.
3. Okay.
Sure. So I call upon Toastmaster Prabhakar Jha to kindly evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Amol Sapute. Over to you.
So, I was evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Amos Satpute, who is attempting his level 1 presentation 4 in presentation master journey. And I must say, it is a nice attempt, well designed attempt, and well researched attempt. And he tried to make his entire presentation on the basis what we follow as a Toastmaster. The speech, our content should be has the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. So he almost near to that aspect. The positives of the speech were the hand gesture were very good. The hand gesture were very good. He's quite the speech during the speech. He is using his hand gesture to portray his point. The same time, I must say, the the speech is well researched, and the one of the very beautiful or the intelligent part that he started the speech with asking question to the audience, and it is very essential to grab the attention of audience towards the speech. That's I think most of the Toastmaster is following, or most of the good speaker, excellent speaker are following these things. Either to start with a data, either to start with a story, or start with a question. That are the very powerful technique to gauge the audience. That is there. But in between, I found there is something which to be corrected in the speech that uh, I must recommend Mr. Amos Satpute, when you are presenting on the virtual screen, try to see your virtual background also. Because when you are presenting, it's the virtual background was quite distracting to the audience, I must say, because you are having the timer's background screen. So you must be using the normal white background or your normal wall of your room. That can be considered as a virtual background. Second thing, I must say, the when you have the proper skin visible there, body language should be visible to the audience. And in between, you have taken some long pauses during the speech, which actually distract the audience to connect with your speech. Few advice which I recommend you, so you can made or we can made our speech very better. That you should start framing sentence very small powerful sentence you start framing. Second thing, during speech, we have to work on our voice modulation. And I recommend 4 P's for voice modulation, which is called as pitch, pace, pause, and punch. So the voice should be at some certain pitch based on the question, based on the impact you want to create. You have to raise your voice or modulate your voice accordingly. Pace of speech should be in between that the audience are able to connect with you, and that will be added with the pauses. The right time, if you pause, it will help, and the punch on the key statement. And I recommend prepare short content with long of expression and emotion rather than putting a long data in the content part. Over to you, journal evaluator Priya.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Prabhakar Jha. And with that, we come to the evaluation of our second speaker. And the evaluation is going to be done by our Toastmaster from another club, Toastmaster Simran Rajput. Toastmaster Simran, stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priya. First of all, I would like to commend the speaker by saying that it takes a lot of courage and practice to deliver a 18 to 22 minutes speech, which our Toastmaster Satish has done beautifully. Um, to begin with, he started with a question, and after every point of the speech, he asked people, audience, for their views, which says that how much he has involved audience throughout his speech, which is even more essential if you are giving a longer than usual speech, because this way even the audience will feel connected to the speaker and will feel engaged, and this also helped each and every one of us to be glued to the screen when he was presenting. We were all paying attention to him, even though the speech was around 20 minutes, which is like not so usual in Toastmasters clubs. He was extremely comfortable in his screen. He was smiling throughout. It felt like it is his own stage, his own virtual stage. He was that comfortable throughout the speech. There was no hesitance at all in any part of the speech. He was very comfortable. The slides were very beautifully made. It had precise information which he wanted to speak upon. And during such long speeches, these slides are of great help to help the speaker with such points on to which point he can speak on next. So he made use of the slides very beautifully. It did not have too much information. It had precise information throughout the slides. Is I could hear only one personal story, which was a speech contest in his school days. I was waiting for some more instances from his personal life, a balance between the famous leaders in the world, for example, Steve Jobs, and like example, there were 3 points that he spoke about. Two could be his own personal story, and one could be of such leader, is what my suggestion is. That will make the audience feel more connected to the speaker. Second is when he called the audience to speak about the 3 points. Uh, at the end, I could not see any acknowledgement to the audience. There could have been a one-liner acknowledgement. For example, Toastmaster Nisha spoke about processing the emotions and reaction. So just a one-liner at the end, like acknowledging the audience, would have been a cherry on the cake at the end. And also the conclusion was missing. He called, instead of calling another audience at the end due to time constraints, he could have skipped that and gave a concluding statement on his own. Overall, he has successfully fulfilled the project objectives successfully. And just adding a little bit more of personal experience would be a little more enhancement to the speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Priya.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Simran Raj, for your evaluation.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you. Thank you, Toastmaster Simran. And with that, we will get on with our evaluations of our auxiliary role players. The first auxiliary role player that I'd like to call would be our timer. Timer Toastmaster Margaret can tell us how much time our prepared speakers have also taken, as we are yet to do that, and as well as our evaluators. Toastmaster Margaret, over to you.
Toastmaster Amol Satpathy took 7 minutes 19 seconds. Satish Sarathi took 22 minutes 19 seconds. And evaluators, Toastmaster Prabhakar Jha took 3 minutes 18 seconds. And Toastmaster Simran Rajput took 3 minutes 20 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, which means all of them qualify. All 4 of our speakers and evaluators qualify. All right, with that, let me call upon our R counter today to give us a report on the R count. And for that, we invite Toastmaster Kumud. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. May I share my screen?
Yes, you can. Sure.
The screen is visible, ma'am?
Yes, the screen is visible.
Yes. Toastmaster Nisha Sharma took the TMOD of the day, used 2 crutch words and 2 filler words. So the total count is 4. Toastmaster Kumud, means me myself, took had used one filler words. The total count is 1. Toastmaster Babu Narayan sir used 2 crutch sound words and the total count is 2. Toastmaster Amol Satpute used 3 crutch sound words and 1 filler words. Sorry, 2 filler words. So the total count is 5. Toastmaster Satish Sathi too had used 2 crutch sound words. So the total count is 2. Toastmaster Deepak Shetty had used 1 crutch sound words. So the total count is 1. Toastmaster Prabhakar Jha had used 1 crutch sound word and the total count is 1. Toastmaster Simran Rajput had used 3 crutch sound words. The total count is 3. Toastmaster Sanjeev Kumar Singh had used 2 filler words. The total count is 2. And last but not least, there was a guest, Kartikeya Kaude. They had used 2 crutch sound words. The total count is 2. So the total final count is 23, which I think is really less than last time. So we have really improved on it. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kumud. Thank you. Yes. And with that, we will call upon our next role player, that is the grammarian. And our grammarian is Toastmaster Ranganathan Ramani. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priya. I'm going to start with a few good usages as I promised. I promise that I'm not going to talk about Brennan and Martin English. I don't think anybody wants to go through that high school grammar teacher session, but I like to make it simple. Some of the good usages I would start with: colossal, longevity, monumental, delve deep, ingrained into culture, resonate with was frequently used by multiple speakers, luxury of something, luxury of, and cherry on the cake. These are some of the good usages I could note down. Maybe I missed some. Pardon me for my poor listening. Here are some not so good usages. It could have been better. One of the speaker used a slang word in the speech. We normally avoid slang words in formal speeches. I think the word used was, it could have been replaced with more like acceptable or more agreeable kind of a thing, relationship, agreeable relationship, rather than using words which are slang. Some another speaker used lacking of trust. It should be lack of trust. And there was a confusion between women. More women should be more women. And few advice should be few advisors. I'm not spending more time on other corrections. Now, as far as the speakers who used the word of the day, I think Kumud started with the word of the day usage. Deepak Shetty, followed by Sanjeev Kumar. If I'm not mistaken, Prabhakar Jha also used it in a, maybe I was not listening properly, but it was in a very short duration I could note down. I think Prabhakar Jha also used the word embellish. If anybody else has used it and I have missed it, my apologies for that. With that, I conclude my report. Over to you, Toastmaster Priya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ranganathan, sir. And before I call upon our next role player, I'm reminded that we have to take our pictures for today. Oh, people start having some other priorities. May I request everyone to please be on camera so that we can have a quick picture. I'm taking on a gallery view to everybody.
Yeah. Get ready.
Yes. Rakhi, Krishna, can you please switch on your cameras for a while? Toastmaster Uma, it's so nice to see you here. Okay. Toastmaster Deepak. Okay, yes. Krishna? No worries. Toastmaster Satish, can you please do the honors?
Yes. Here we go. 1, 2. Be at best of your smile, please. Yes. I have captured the sweet memories, putting it in the group. Over to you, Toastmaster Priya.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So with that, we come to the last segment. Last role player in the auxiliary category, and we have somebody who actually is a very good listener, and I can vouch for that. And this role is just designed for him. He listens very well. So please put our hands together for the president of this club and a fantastic, fantabulous listener, Toastmaster Babu Narayan sir. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. I think you put a lot of undue pressure on me, and this is going to test my own skills as a listener as much as I think it would test your skills. So here goes a few questions on some of the aspects of learnings that we've had. So let me see if I have done good justice to the questions and you in delivering the answers. Okay, let's begin with the Toastmaster of the day. In fact, she's had so many nuggets of learning. A lot of the listening will revolve around the learnings that she has imparted. So let me start at the beginning. She mentioned about the gut, and she gave a very simple definition, one phrase of what gut means, the definition of the gut right at the beginning. Can any one of you tell me what that small definition was?
Gut feeling.
Not really.
Manager of your body.
Yes, yes. Margaret?
Yes.
Absolutely on the dot, on the dot. Manager of the body. And I really like that phrase, manager of the body. I think I'll remember that for quite some time.
I'm the only listener here, it seems.
Great, great. That's nice. Fantastic. Okay. Toastmaster of the day spoke about an ally to control the gut. She used a particular term, one word, control the gut. Can any one of you, other than
Microbes.
Nisha?
Microbiome.
Microbiome.
Who's that? Margaret again?
No, sir.
Who's that?
Give others one chance.
Can you repeat that?
Microbiome.
Yes, yes,
So much.
absolutely, absolutely. I think it microbiome, if that's what I heard, Nisha, is that right? Great, fantastic, absolutely, like that. Now, after that, she mentioned about two film stars. I'm not going to ask you the names of those film stars because I know all of you would probably be putting your hands up. But she mentioned about one food which is used by them, particularly Neetu Singh, and she mentioned about a gut food. Can you?
Kanji.
Yes, on the dot, on the dot. And by the way, this is not just a test of listening. I hope all of you, once the session is over tonight, try and practice this food called kanji, not only tonight, but for a longer time to come. Yeah, so kanji is the term that we need to remember. It's a good takeaway. Now, Toastmaster Nisha also mentioned that yours truly spoke about his own concept of gut health. What was the Japanese term that she mentioned to talk about the 80% of keeping our stomachs full? What was that term? I know I myself didn't know that, because since I have mentioned it, I remember. So I'm just trying to find out. Okay, I won't test your patience too much. It's called Hara Hari Bhu. Maybe you can check this out once again to find out the full explanation or the details of this particular term. By the way, how many more minutes do I have? Because
Just one more question, sir.
Oh, just one more question. Oh my God. That's okay. I will take this one out of the speech. The speaker one. He spoke about relationship and its status, and he had 6 pillars which he spoke about. Can anyone, if you give me at least say 3 pillars out of these 6? Yes, okay, yeah. Satish, since you didn't speak, yeah, tell me.
One I remember, that is trust.
Well, in that case, I missed that out because I noted down all the pillars. All of them I thought started with a C. The
Sorry,
letter C.
my bad.
Okay, I've given you a hint. They all started with the letter C. I'm sure at least you can come up with one. If not.
Communication. Communication was one.
Okay.
Communication.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's have
Commitment.
Commitment was one. Yeah. And
Clarity.
clarity. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I also have care and complementarity. If Toastmaster Amol, is that right?
Yeah, actually, this commitment, compatibility, complementation, care, clarity, and contentment. These are the 6.
Okay, great. Okay, good. So let's remember those 6 things when we speak of relationship and test our relationship with people. Yeah. So in the interest, well, I've got a few more questions, but I
Yes,
think
so we can take one.
I'll take one. Yeah, I think I'll take one. From speech 2, speech by Toastmaster Satish. He spoke about the concept of learning to learn, right? The skill of learning to learn. And again, he used one term for that.
Meta learning?
Meta learning.
Yes, absolutely. Satish, we've all heard you very well, and I'm sure we'll remember meta learning for a long, long time to come. And with that, it's over to Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Babu, sir. And now it's time for my very, very quick report, and I'm going to make it very quick this time. Okay. Yes. Right. Our meeting started almost on time, very negligible time loss. We had just about 3 minutes, which we can definitely look at. And for this, I would want to really request all the role bearers and plus our audience to be in the room on time. Perhaps we can start a little early. And then we had a very motivational address by our president, Toastmaster Babu Narayan sir. Your motivational addresses, I can say personally, I look forward to because I take a cue from them, 1 or 2, and try to incorporate whatever I can. Then we had our Toastmaster of the day, who had done this role for the very first time in this meeting. And I can tell you, the pillar of her performance today, Toastmaster Nisha's performance, has been her preparation. I can say that the robustness of her preparation and the kind of depth and clarity that we got with this, it cannot come until and unless a person really knows about the subject and they read about it and they research about it. So very well on that, very well done on that. In fact, one reason why certain people have been interested in joining is to know about gut health. And I think you really checked all the boxes, even in your addresses. So that's very, very well done. Also, I really like the transition points that you've taken from one speaker to another one onto the virtual screen. Very well done. We come to the first speaker, also great job. Now, both the speakers have been evaluated, so I wouldn't be taking time on that. Coming to the table topics, this time we had a little twist on the table topics. I really liked that bit. So Toastmaster Deepak, done very well. Whenever we come to something, like a twist and a little turn in our table topics or something, it would add a special thing if we also create a virtual background, which could be some funny virtual background. So when people look at it, they say, okay, something is new here. So we can do that. It'll be really nice on just to change in the virtual background. It could be anything. And I really like the twist that you gave on that one. Toastmaster Nisha, though we have done very well on everything, it just looked like we ran out of time. So maybe what we can do is we can see where our slippages of time are going. And I must say our slippages of time mainly went into some speeches and some talks that people gave, which were almost amounting the time of a table topic speech. So the only thing that we need to do as a club right now is focus on the time, because time is very integral. It is essential. Coming to our evaluators, have done a great job, especially our, both our evaluators, Toastmaster Prabhakar Jha and Toastmaster Simran. I would want to encourage you to give more feedback on the content and then body language also. So if we have to put that into proportion, it has to be. So when someone wants to take valuable inputs from some feedback, it would be like, how was I on content creation? 70%. 30% would be on body language, because body language is something that people can implement. Very essential thing to do. More focus on the content and the clarity of the speech. Coming to our role bearers, we had the timer done a fantastic job, though we had a little time slippage because of the network also. So that was very well done, Toastmaster Margaret. Toastmaster Kumud, you've also done a very good job. Now, when we read out the table, we may not need to read out how many R's and ums the person has taken. You may want to read out the sum total of it, because we can, as it is, see on the chart. Somehow I felt that we've had a few more crutch words that were there. But since you were listening to us more intently and more keenly, so that report was great. And then we come to the role of a grammarian. Toastmaster Ranga, I must first thank you to take it up in the last minute. And then also, like, you were almost pushed into taking the role. Thank you very much. And as always, you did not make it a Ren and Martin thing. You did a very well job, very well done on the grammarian's role. And I felt that I needed to embellish my performance with the usage of the word of the day, embellish, which I didn't, and I'm doing now, but I'm not going to call you again for your report anyway. So that's okay. Toastmaster Babu Narayan sir, I gave you the role of the listener because you are a very good listener. And yes, indeed, you did a very good job with having a bank of so many questions, and you could go on with it. That means it only talks about how much you were listening to each and every part of this meeting. Thank you to come up with those questions and put people into, take them out from their collective coma. Very well done, everybody. And we are very happy with the entire course of the meeting that has gone through. And I pass the baton on to our presiding officer, after which the polls will follow. And our presiding, sorry, to the Toastmaster of the day first. So Toastmaster Nisha, over to you for your concluding remarks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priya. In fact, you played an integral role in me constructing this whole, the whole content around this subject, because it was so wide, my favorite. And there was so much that I wanted to cover, but, in so little time. So thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it, as this is my first session as a Toastmaster of the day. I would like to thank all of you for being such a good listener, attentive listeners. You guys have given me so much of, it was just like nice to see all the smiles and, attentive listening and the engagement that you all have shown so far. As my concluding remarks for our theme, I would like to say that, please, gut health is extremely essential. If we nurture our body, we're not only nurturing our body, we are nurturing our soul, our overall happiness. And I would urge everyone to stay hydrated, eat a balanced diet, and also manage stress because it is very essential for a good gut, and good gut leads to good health. Thank you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Priya. Toastmaster.
Yes,
I'll take it.
Babu first.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Nisha. What a wonderful session that was. In my list of good health, so far I've had mental health, physical health, and I think emotional health. And I'm going to highlight this gut health in that list and add on to it and make sure that now that is going to be an integral part of my health regimen. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nisha, for that. I think we've all been enlightened to some wonderful learnings today. In fact, after this session, if I were to speak to a coach or a trainer, of course, not Priya Rathod, I would definitely be challenging him or her to tell me which is that one session or one program which can give you so much of learning, the variety, the amount, and at such a low cost. And I'm sure that he or she cannot look beyond Toastmasters. That's the volume of learning, the variety that we get in just 2 or 2.5 hours, and that was amply demonstrated by our role players today, controlled or led by Toastmaster Nisha. So let's put our hands together for all of them for a huge round of applause. Before I go ahead, perhaps a word from Krishna Pandit. Krishna, are you there?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
let's hear from you on your feedback for the session today.
So the session was very wonderful, and this session is very interactive.
Oh, great. Okay.
And let's new is the table topic session, which is given by Deepak sir.
Yeah.
Very interesting session.
Great. Thank you so much. We'd also like to hear from Rakhi. Rakhi, can you say a few words?
I really enjoyed the session, and it was a lot of information and a lot of practical tips for improving life. It was very good, and I learned a lot. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, and we look forward to having you at our future sessions as well. Thank you so much. Just a couple of announcements. I think Priya can add on to that. On the 20th of this month, we are in October, right? 20th of October, we are to have the Area B1 contest. As you all know, we are part of Area B1, and we will have the winners of the club, winners of the humorous and the evaluation speech contest at the club level, who will go forward to compete with the other clubs in Area B1. I would only encourage all those who are not participating to be there and cheer for our winners. And to the contestants, I would request that kindly connect with your mentors, try to vet out your speeches, because this is going to be the next level, particularly for the humorous speech, so that we can have a wonderful representation at the area contest. More about the session on the 27th from Priya herself. Priya, would you like to take it over from here
Yes,
for the awards and the 27th session?
Yes, sure. So, everyone, we have our first offline meeting. Yes, we've been meeting online for about quite a while now, including our pre-charter meetings. It's time for us to come out of this window and meet everyone, greet everybody. I would request everyone from Mumbai to please be there. The venue is Santa Cruz Community Center, Community Hall. I will send all the details to you, including the map. We have a list already. I shall forward that list to you all, and that list is also going to be forwarded to our guest group. So our guests can also join us on the 27th of October, which is next to next Sunday. And the timing is going to be from 11 to 1, which will also be followed by lunch. So everyone, please be there and please experience the bliss of being together and also working on improvising our communication on the body language front also together. So thank you very much on that. And with that, I would want to also have the polls conducted here. So everybody, just a second. Just a second, please.
So while the polls are being launched, perhaps we can get a word from Simran, who's a Toastmaster from Sobo. I'm sure she's attended so many different sessions. So what is it that you found different or nice about enunciators, or that we can improve?
Thanks, Toastmaster Babu sir, for calling me out. I felt the club is very welcoming, and all the entire session, each bit of it was very interesting. It kept me glued to the screen. I haven't attended an online meeting from like almost a year now, and this is my first online meeting after a year, and still I could feel the engagement was ongoing with so many people's cameras were on. So I know these things add better engagement. So loved it.
Yes, thank you, thank you. And our polls are ready. Thank you so much, Simran. And yes, everyone kindly vote. Okay, with that, we end the polls. Right. Very quick announcement of the results that I have with me right now. So the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Satish Sarthi for his 22-minute long speech. Toastmaster Satish, congratulations. The best table topic speaker, a new person we have today, Toastmaster Prabhakar Jha. Toastmaster Prabhakar Jha, congratulations. And the best evaluator is the evaluator from Sobo, Toastmaster Simran Rajput. Congratulations to you. The best auxiliary role player goes to our listener, Toastmaster Babu Narayan sir. And the best of big three obviously goes to someone who has added so much to our knowledge today, Toastmaster Nisha Sharma as our Toastmaster of the day. Thank you so much, everybody, for this amazing meeting. And we have sorted out things and we have our recordings now. We shall be posting our recordings for all the meetings, even previous ones, including our educational sessions. So with all of that, thank you so much for this wonderful Sunday. We haven't had so much of time lost, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, bye. Bye.